Welcome back to Classic Car Cave. So I've got some information that this Urba Air compressor that I've got, a friend of mine who was in Vienna went to them, and apparently they're not making the spare parts from them. They're not making the gaskets anymore and some of the spare parts. Seems a bit strange after only 12 or 14 years, but I guess that's the way it is these days. We live in a disposable world. So I've only got really one option, well I've got two options. I'll buy a brand new compressor, or I'll make a head gasket with this and see if it'll work, which I think it will. I've done this before on my old compressor that's down in the lower garage. It's a big old-fashioned one, but it's with a huge receiver on it. If it doesn't work, then, which I can't see why it wouldn't, but if it doesn't, then I'll use the receiver as a backup tank and attach it to the new compressor, and I'll use the startup system, the on-off startup system on my old compressor if it will fit. Because the electrics are not particularly good on that one. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some gaskets for it. So, and obviously this is the broken gasket, so I need to make this, but obviously with it intact. So I'll make a new one of them, and also I have to make a gasket to fit in here to go between these compartments. So I've got something there now. That's the start of it, and I'll just cut it all out and I'll show you as I'm doing it. And luckily with this, it actually shows here, it says suction side on here, and it has compression side on there, so I know that it's been on the head that way, and that's the way it sits. So the suction's coming in here and the compression's going out, or the pressure's coming out the other side. So I'll show you once I start cutting some of these up. I'll start cutting some of these gaskets out for it. They'll just be dry gasketed, there'll be no sealant, no nothing. It makes such a mess anyway, and it's only air, even though there's a bit of heat in it. So I'll bring you back when I started cutting it. Got one side of the gasket made up. What I basically did was cut a square into it. It was easier to break it open, and now I can actually go around and cut it. I just need to put the scissors on a bit of an angle. So I just take it a little bit at a time. Just slow. This is proper gasket paper. You can go and buy this anywhere. Just get it as neat. You just have to make sure you go around the circumference without getting an edge on it. And hopefully this will do the job. We can only hope. So just turning it as we go. I could use a knife, but the problem is with a knife, you never know if you're going to slip, and you end up with a thicker or a damaged edge. If the edge is damaged, it could get it could mess up the gasket as the compression comes up on it. So there we go. I've got the holes in it. I've already punched the holes. I also used a hole puncher for it. So that's the easy one, that's done. The one for the valve block is a little bit more of an issue. As you can see, it's got two galleries either side, here and here. So obviously this side is the inlet, this side here is the inlet side, and this side is the exhaust. And that's how the barrel fits in it. And it says here, suction side, and I know that is the suction side of the head. So this is the next one I have to make. Obviously that has to sit onto that, so that's going to be quite difficult to cut that out, but it needs to have a gasket across it. So if we can't buy one, we'll have to make one. So I'll bring you back when I've got it sorted. That's me finished it. So there's the head gasket itself, with this, obviously with the piece in the centre, the bit that had broken. I don't know if that'll show better up there. And this is the one for the, it's not absolutely brilliant, it's not perfectly in line, but it doesn't matter. It only has to keep the pressure between one side and the other, and that's how it looks when it's in the body there. So I shall now put that together. I might have to adjust the holes very slightly, but I'll put that together. I'll show you putting it back onto the head, and then we'll start it up. But the first thing I'll do once I put the head on, is I'll undo the airline, the pressurized airline to where the airline plugs in, and just make sure there's no crap inside it, inside the valve or with a quick connector, because this bit that's missing from here could actually have come out in one shot and been pushed through. I doubt it. I don't think the flutter valve would have allowed it to go through. I think what's happened is it's degraded over a period of years, and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. It's been chipped away until eventually it won't hold pressure anymore. But I'll check it just to make sure, and I'll bring you back when I'm tightening up, and we'll give it the big switch on and see how we go. So I've got all the gaskets done. I've made the gasket underneath, and all the bolts line up really well, so that's good. And you can see it's actually trapped in between there. So I'll just bring this up into line. And I actually had to screw, put the threads through it, so it means that it's really tight, it shouldn't be any blow by. And then we pop that one on. And looks good. Yeah. That's good. I have to kind of screw them through, which is good. It means that the gasket is right. It's not too. Oh, that's good. That's a nice fit. I think this will do it. I don't want to preempt it, but I think we might be in good shape. Oh yeah, nice and tight. Yeah, it's a nice fit. Even if I say so myself. So make sure there's no debris sticking out. The face is not, and you can see it's a nice fit on the gasket. Right on the corner, each corner, so it looks good. Just got to line it up on the head. So what I'll do is I'll demount the camera now, bring it round here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Just one last thing, I took off the discharge hose. This was the original O-ring. You can see it's absolutely flat. I don't know if that's going to show up, but anyway, maybe that'll show up better. It's no, down there. You can see it's flattened out, so I'll put a new O-ring in it. And what I've had for many years is this. This is an O-ring kit. These things are invaluable. The amount of times you just need that odd O-ring. This and grommets, I keep a lot of them because they're just invaluable to. In fact, that's not in the right one. You can even see where it goes. In fact, no, it goes into that hole. There we go. But these are, for what they cost, they're invaluable. I'll tell you what, you get a dozen O-rings out of this, and the set's probably 150. You got your money back. Believe me, the frustration. So a good bit of kit to have. And if you ever go to a trade show, just have a look for them. Yeah. This is SW Stahl. I have quite a bit of their stuff from Germany. Well worth having. Right, so let's take this over, tighten it up, give it a run, see if she goes. Fingers crossed. She's back up and running. Everything's good. It goes up to 150. The automatic kick out comes on. When I drop it down right at 100 psi, she kicks back in again. So there you go. There's no sound from it, there's no air coming out. And as I said, when I bring this back down to 100, there's actually a little bit of air leaking from there. Yeah. Apart from that, it's great. So there you go. About €2-3 fix. Just two pieces of gasket. So I'm quite happy with that. Back on the road again. So on that note, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and that's how easy they are to repair. If it's just gaskets, anything else, then they start getting expensive. So catch you later, take care.